Hello adventurers and welcome to another Bless Unleashed walkthrough video. Today we will be walking through Altar of Blood, Abyssal of course. So this will be a nice little run through with a pug that I tried to pick up in the morning. Yes, those are cut off sleeves. That's my attire of choice when I am sleeping. So Altar of Blood Abyssal, a couple of changes obviously with the boss mechanics. I'll wait till we're actually in the boss fight to start going over stuff. Just be aware that if you're pugging this, I would say the only real boss you need to worry about is the first one, Caligula. The other two bosses, they're not terrible. We'll get into the second boss and when pugging, just to give you an idea of what to expect from people. So the first boss obviously you have here is Caligula, our favorite. Maybe second favorite, I don't know. Him and Rotten Specimen, I go back and forth between. I like the look of Rotten Specimen, but I love the mechanics of the Caligula. So I'm popping a couple of Panaceas here and Elixirs just because I can. So once again, I'm pugging this match. The biggest takeaways for the Caligula Abyssal. So he'll do all of his normal attacks. He'll do his blue bubble that he spouts and he knocks you back. He pops Watchers. The biggest attack that you need to worry about with this guy, and I mean this will truly end your first run. It'll actually wipe your team if you're not careful. He does one attack where he will suck you in, basically. When he sucks you in, hopefully if you guys have an archer that can use Smoke Bomb, it helps him, it makes him much slower. But once he sucks you in, you want to run away from him as quickly as possible and avoid his eat attack. Basically he's going to try to eat you up. Basically this is his job. He's going to nom you, and when he does that he gains stacks that make him much stronger, so you want to avoid that at all costs. This run through was terrible on the first boss fight. For some reason these guys didn't want to take on the Watchers, so carrying over from the first one, when the Watchers pop in this one, you're going to want to take out the Watchers as soon as possible. They do some crazy damage. You're going to see here, these guys that I was pugging with, they decided not to, and they went down extremely fast. I don't know why they decided not to. It was very interesting. I was confused as hell, to say the least. But take out the Watchers. So here's the suck attack. Get away as fast as possible. Save your stamina if you can. Blink away, whatever you got to do. So obviously, even when I wasn't near the guy, I rolled away just out of, that's just what you do. So obviously the first guy he went for, Clerica, went down instantly. She got eaten up. Now he's got 5 stacks on him, adding to his attack and defense, basically. I've killed Caligula before when he's had 20, I think he had 22 stacks on him. You can do it. It's not impossible, but it just makes it so much harder. So there's his regular Bubble Burster attack that pops his Watchers. So obviously here, take out the Watchers. Don't mess around with these guys. They do so much damage. I'm sorry for the lag, guys. I don't know what was going on. My Xbox was freaking out during this. Maybe because there's so many moving parts. But take out these Watchers. Hit Caligula in the process as well if you can. Whatever you got to do. Don't avoid these guys. Take them out. If you let them stay up, which you'll see later on, my teammates, they didn't care for shit to take on the Watchers. And you can see them getting hit in the back. And you'll see them dropping like flies later on. For whatever reason, they just decided, Watchers aren't what we want to do right now, and we're just going to avoid them. So the first set here, they do a pretty good job. They knock most of them out. As you can see here, I took out the first one by myself and took out the second one with help. Same thing. He did a sucking attack, and then you want to, as soon as you are being attacked, you want to dodge roll away. So right there, if you have 2 people that are close to each other, and he ends up attacking one person, he could actually end up attacking both people and gaining double stacks. I've seen this before, and that's how he had 22 that one time. We had one person that went down, and unfortunately, both people were in the same area. He was attacking both people at the same time. It was a mage and a priest, and they both died and gave him 10 stacks, basically. It was terrible. We finished the fight without having to restart, but still, it's no fun. Same thing with the first one, the blobs here. These blobs do a lot more damage. 2 or 3 of these guys hitting you will kill you for sure. Avoid them, leap away, blink away, whatever you got to do, backflip, moonwalk away, whatever you got to do, get away from the blobs. So same thing, just keep DPSing Caligula down, avoid the blue, kill the Watchers when they pop, and the biggest thing, avoid that sucking attack. When he sucks you in, run away as fast as you can. If you can, save your dodge, that way you can roll away once he gets to you. The Archer Smoke Bomb here works fantastically. It basically cuts his movement speed in half, if not even more, maybe by 65, 70%. He's basically a walking fridge when the smoke bomb is used. So here I got away pretty good, pretty far distance. Unfortunately, the guy that got attacked was right next to him, refused to roll away for whatever reason. And this is where everything started going downhill really quick. You'll see these guys start jumping like flies in this next part when the Watchers pop. Like I said, they avoided to kill the Watchers. Not really sure why. Since I have Heal Ring, this boss is much easier for me because I can just attack the Watchers and him usually and not need to really worry about it. So even here, I still lose quite a bit of HP going against these guys. So you can watch here. We're going to start fighting. You know, some of them are helping out with the Watchers. Most of them are not. Like I said, I don't really know what the purpose is of avoiding the Watchers when they're doing almost as much damage as Caligula. See there, all 4 people went down. So just avoid that. Don't miss out on the Watchers. Take them out. Do what you have to do to kill them. It's worth it. Like, I'm not even picking people up right now because they're refusing to do this, so I'm just walking by and just taking out the Watchers myself. I'm not messing around with these guys. I don't want to waste my elixirs. I'm not going to waste any more potions. I'm going to do what I have to do, basically. So I'll let this fight finish out, and then we'll move on to the second boss. And there you have it. That's Caligula, Abyssal, down. So, same thing as the first one. If you're a Berserker and you can run through here and open up that gate at the end really quick, it's nice for the other teammates if you could do that for them. It's great because it's easy for you guys. Remember, this Watcher in here, avoid him at all costs. You thought the first AOB was hard with him. The second one, he will kill me in a second. Okay, so everyone has finally joined us in the Rotten Specimen little arena here. So similar to the regular AOB, Rotten Specimen, if you're standing in front of him as a melee and you're up close in his face, you can avoid the initial spit damage that he procs on you. You'll obviously get the tick damage from the poison on the ground, but avoiding that initial blast from him will save you. If that hits me, it does 35 to 40% of my health. So it's a very strong attack. So same thing here. You want to aggro him and get his spit to go up against these walls if possible. Try to avoid spreading it all around the arena. It's the same thing as the first one, really. There's not a big difference for this guy. The only big difference with Rotten Specimen is when you are healing. If you're trying to heal inside poison and you've got that tick poison damage on you, you can only heal for, I think, 5 or 10%. That's it. So if your heal pot normally heals you for 3,500, expect to only get, whatever 10% or 5% of that is. I'm terrible at math, so do whatever you got to do with that. Healing in the procced poison is worthless. Now, if you have a heal ring, on the other hand, like you can see here, I'm still healing for 1,200 health. You'll see later on that I eventually need to use a potion, so I'll just step out of the poison, let the proc go away, and then I potion up. It's not hard to beat this guy. I really think as long as you're not spreading the poison everywhere, you could be fine. I almost got one of our mages killed here, a priest, whoever it was, right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna jump back and forth in between these two lines. Jumping back and forth, avoiding the initial blast of the poison, and then I'm going to eventually walk away from him. As you can see here, I'm going to back up, let the poison proc go away from my guy, and then I'll actually potion up to heal up a little bit. So there you go, I'm waiting to potion up. Once the proc's gone, potion up, no big deal, and then go back to attacking him. So obviously just keep the poison away out of the arena if possible. If you want to just stand there and take it and let it kill you, I suggest not doing that because once it kills you and he's still shooting poison, he'll spin to somebody else and that could be anywhere in the arena, and now you're filling even more of the arena up just by going down. Jump back and forth between two lanes to avoid going down as quick. Even if you're going to die, you'd rather do that than let him just spin around and shoot at somebody else. So that's really Rotten Specimen in a nutshell. So when in the poison proc, don't heal, it's not worth it. The Storm Chaser's bubble does keep you from getting poisoned, only for 2 ticks though. And when the melees are attacking him head on, just stay right in his face. Do not move back. Stay as close to him as possible, and that initial blast will miss you, like the regular AOB. And that's Rotten Specimen. We'll wait till this finishes out, and then we'll start up to the last boss. And there you have it. That's Rotten Specimen down. Not very different from the first one, just a lot more damage. So now we're going to move on to the last area. again in this second area here where the Watcher is. You will probably have to take him on, obviously, because the video pops up. Remember, just try to take him on with teammates. You're going to see here, I basically almost die going against him myself. I eventually get some help, but even if you're beating the damage check that he has, he will still do a crazy amount of damage on you, as you'll see. So I'm actually waiting for those guys to come in to help me out. Normally everybody goes for this guy anyway. So as you can see here, I'm doing enough damage to keep the damage check from happening, but as you'll see, my health just drain. So we obviously beat that damage check. Here it goes again, same thing, just draining away. I'm actually going to run away because I am terrified to die. I have all these elixirs and stuff on. I haven't died yet. I don't want to use them, or waste them, that is. Same thing here, just keep beasting on this guy as much as possible. It's the same thing. See, I'm almost done right there. So the Watcher, hands down, this is one of the hardest mobs in the game. Just be careful of him, okay? So last boss we have here is Vasalis, like normal. So same thing with this one, just mages, if you can avoid bopping through these bubbles and stuff, all the better, because you don't want to glitch out the last boss. Same thing here, his attacks haven't really changed with this guy. They just do a lot more damage. So if you got the blood spears above your head, obviously don't run around and don't spread them everywhere. They do a bunch of damage. You want to avoid that if possible. When the blood bubbles pop from the ceiling, you definitely want to take them on. The dogs in this do a lot more damage. As far as they are concerned, you don't want 20 of them in there. It's not fun. Everyone's going to eventually obviously get the blood bubbles above their head, the smaller ones, and that'll leave the little pools. Those will bop you up off the ground, but in reality, it doesn't do a crazy amount of damage. So really, Vasalis hasn't changed that much from the regular AoB. Just be wary that everything hits a little harder, that's all. So I'm just going to let this play a little bit, and then we'll skip to the end. Alright, as you can see here, we're just about to finish Vasalis up. And there you have it, Vasalis down. A little longer than normal, 621, that's a pretty long run for Vasalis. Hopefully you guys do a little better. As always, pugging these are not the easiest. I highly suggest going in here with a crew that you know, that way you guys can coordinate accordingly. Once again, I appreciate all you guys, watching the videos, leaving likes, subscribe if this helped you out. I really appreciate it. If you have any suggestions for future videos, I'm obviously going to do a video for every dungeon eventually. I believe Eclipse is next. Someone requested that. I should have one up hopefully in a day or so. If you guys have any comments, suggestions, otherwise, please, leave them. I'll take a look at them. And this last little bit here, I'm going to actually pop out of the door here and actually leave up my my stats just so you guys can see what I'm working with. Once again, guys, thanks for everything, and I appreciate everything. Peace out.